All right, good afternoon. I'm Mr. John Paul Titik, Account Manager of CADinCloud Philippines. So, our topic for today would be transitioning from AutoCAD to BricsCAD. So, before I introduce our speaker for today, I'd like you to join our groups here, BricsCAD Philippines. This is in Facebook. The group CADinCloud. So, we have 263 members now. And please like our page, CADinCloud. There. We also put up a YouTube channel, which is also CADinCloud. So do subscribe to our channel. Click the bell so you'll always be updated if we ever have new videos. And here, we're going to present this one, BricsCAD Users Philippines. So follow them on LinkedIn. And the next screen is the BricsCAD User Philippines. All right. So we're also going to give away we also have a raffle for today. We're going to get two winners of 3 months LinkedIn Career Premium and Learning subscription. So to win, you should just like this stream, share it publicly, and of course, make sure you finish this webinar. All right, so the links in the groups that you're going to follow and share are already in the description. And I'd like to introduce our speaker for today, Sir Brian Lloyd Tirambulo.
Hello, sir. Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Sir Brian.
Is everything clear, lang, sir? Okay, is everything clear, lang, sir? Okay.
Hello, Sir Brian. Can you hear me?
Hi, hello, sir. Do you hear me, sir?
Yes, now I can hear you. Good afternoon, Sir Brian.
Good afternoon, Sir Jay. Okay, so thank you for this
Mhm.
opportunity to share with you or to the viewers how we were going to transition from BricsCAD to from AutoCAD to BricsCAD. Okay, so of course, we are dealing here with a complex na mga software. So we will going to have first the basic or the essentials that we will be needing in order for us to completely transition from AutoCAD to BricsCAD. Okay, and that's our topic for today. This is the continuation of what we had last month, I think. Okay, the first stream that we had on CADinCloud and BricsCAD. Okay, so yan. Then, okay, so I think I will be starting na yung our main goal for today. So check ko lang muna yung ano. Okay. So nakikita lang ng maayos yung screen ko, Sir Jay. Hello? Okay. Is my screen displaying, Sir Jay, before
Yes,
I
sir.
formally start? Okay, sige. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just confirming if my screen is visible to the viewers in order for us to effectively share our
Mhm.
discussion for today. Okay, thank you, Sir Jay. So I will take it
Okay.
from here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so by the way, guys, before we start, although last or on our previous live, we already discussed what is BricsCAD and what is the company that provided or created BricsCAD. But still, before we start our topic for today, so we will going to have a quick review lang, okay, on BricsCAD and BricsCAD. Okay, so let me show you my PowerPoint here. Okay. So we have first we have here the BricsCAD. Okay, so the company responsible for creating BricsCAD. Okay, so BricsCAD is a global provider of engineering design software brought to market under BricsCAD brand. Okay, we are relentlessly committed to the success of our customers. We are focused daily on delivering a modern, powerful, drawing-based CAD software platform. Okay, so just like your AutoCAD. Okay, BricsCAD offers its softwares at a compelling price with industry-leading product support to customers in the general design, AEC, and mechanical industries. Incorporated in 2002, BricsCAD is a founding member of the Open Design Alliance and a proud member of the Hexagon PPM family. For additional information about BricsCAD and our products, please visit www.bricsys.com. Okay, so that is for the company. Then for the BricsCAD, okay, so let's have a review, guys. Okay, so what is a BricsCAD? So BricsCAD, obviously from the capital letters here, CAD. So it is on the CAD competition of the software. So BricsCAD is a game changer in the DWG-based computer-aided design space. It delivers modern and innovative 2D, 3D, and this is what is for me the game changer on BricsCAD because we have now BIM on BricsCAD. BIM stands for Building Information Modeling. So normally, nowadays, guys, so our industry is more likely transitioning from normal 2D, 3D softwares to 4D softwares, BIM softwares. Okay, so just like Revit, if you're familiar, so yan. So mechanical design workflows, all in one, easy to own product. Okay, so BricsCAD runs on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Okay, so ito yung maganda sa BricsCAD, no? Because common siya on Mac OS and Linux. Not unlike on the Autodesk softwares, limited lang ng mga versions yung pwedeng ma-install sa Linux at saka Mac OS. So with cost effective perpetual license, okay? So ibig sabihin, sorry. Okay, ibig sabihin, you're not going to pay annual or monthly for the license of BricsCAD, but you are going to pay only one time, then the license will be forever yours. Yan, perpetual license, okay? Or you can rent BricsCAD if that makes sense for your business, okay? So BricsCAD's command structure and familiar user interface make it easy to move BricsCAD from the industry-leading CAD product, more likely yung AutoCAD. So you can migrate seamlessly and reuse your existing customizations. Any BricsCAD license can be used anywhere on Earth. Okay, what a word. Okay, on Earth. Okay, in your choice of 15 languages. Okay, so more likely English yung magagamit natin dito. So we also offer volume and network licensing for corporate customers. Okay, so BricsCAD is also a development platform for advanced vertical market applications and workflows. It's highly compatible with APIs. Let application developers port their products to the BricsCAD. Okay, platform and record time. Okay, thousands of developers built their application on BricsCAD. Okay, giving their customers a real choice in CAD platform. Okay, to find out more about our innovative CAD solutions, okay, visit us at www.bricsys.com/BricsCAD. Okay, so yan. Okay, so let's start na, guys. Okay, gaya ng sabi ko, okay, so maybe most of us are Filipino naman, so mas effective siguro pag medyo magtagalog ako ng konti, okay? So yan, so BricsCAD, okay, so AutoCAD to BricsCAD transition. Okay, so gaya ng palagi kong sinasabi sa klase ko, so I'm a former instructor and a freelance instructor. So you cannot learn the software by simply jumping into complex or complicated na mga topics on that software. So for me, you need to master the basic of that software in order for you to master the whole software. So establish muna yung basic knowledge mo. Naka? Okay. Kasi ganito ka simple niyan. So paano, for example, na-encounter mo yung BricsCAD or AutoCAD. So agad-agad gusto mong gumawa ng 3D, hindi ka marunong gumawa ng 2D. So, useless lang din. Hindi ka makagawa ng 3D without learning the basic of 2D. Naka? Okay, so we need to go back or we need to learn first the essential that we needed in order for us to master a certain software. Naka? Okay, so in order to master a certain software, master the basic. Yun lang yung masasabi ko. Okay, so we have here AutoCAD to BricsCAD transition, and our topic for today, this is our second meeting. So gaya ng sabi natin, this is a free training, and this will going to guide you to transition from AutoCAD to BricsCAD, and actually it is likely parang you are hitting two birds in one stone. You are learning BricsCAD as well as you are learning also the AutoCAD or other software na related dito, because this essential or this topic is common on majority of the softwares that we want to learn, lalo na sa CAD industry. Okay? Since coordinate systems, we have here three. We have absolute, relative Cartesian, and relative polar. Okay? So, I think most of you are familiar because this is also a mathematics na topics, di ba? So, we have here absolute, relative Cartesian, and relative polar. So, dun pa lang, so familiar na tayo. Okay? So, let's start. Okay, our discussion. Okay, so first, okay, so we have here the absolute coordinate system. Okay, this is applicable in AutoCAD. This is also applicable on BricsCAD. Okay, because the architecture, okay, of how AutoCAD is being built and used is almost the same sa BricsCAD. Naka? Okay. Ang difference lang is mas mura yung BricsCAD compared to AutoCAD, and you have a lot of things that you can do more in BricsCAD compared to AutoCAD. Okay? So yan. But at least you can learn both softwares. Okay? So dalawa yung matutunan natin dito. Okay, so what is absolute coordinate system and why we needed it on in any CAD softwares that we will going to learn. Okay, so these are based on UCS origin. Okay, that is normally yung 0, 0 na naririnig nyo. Okay, so it is the intersection of the X and Y axis. Okay, so use absolute coordinates when you know the precise X and Y values or location of the point. Okay? So yan. So I'll proceed. So we're going to have a sample later. Okay, so for example, guys. Okay, so we have here sample, a picture. Okay, so this is drawn lang. Okay, but imagine, okay, let's say this is our what do you call this one? The workspace of the BricsCAD. Okay? AutoCAD or BricsCAD. Okay. Then, previously, dun sa discussion ko last time, guys. Okay, so it is important to note the unit, okay, of the template that you are using in AutoCAD and BricsCAD. Okay? Kasi, kadalasan sa atin, yung mga baguhan pa lang sa AutoCAD, okay, yung mga nag-aaral ng AutoCAD. So, basta-basta na lang sila mag-open, okay, ng AutoCAD. Tapos, basta nilang gawa without knowing the units na naka-assign currently dun sa AutoCAD or sa software natin or sa BricsCAD natin. Okay? So, you need to know what template you're using. If you are using a millimeter template or an imperial template, if you say metric, sorry, it should be metric and imperial. If you say metric, so basically it will be using a millimeter. Okay? If you have imperial template, so basically at the start, you will be using an inches or um, English units, okay, for the imperial. Okay? So, before tayo mag-discuss nitong absolute coordinate system, siguro much better na ma-explain ko sa inyo kung ano yun, yung pinagsasabi ko about the units. Okay? So, I'll just escape muna ito. So, I'll proceed muna dito sa okay, this one. Okay, so I have here my BricsCAD. Yan guys. Okay, pag nag-open kayo ng BricsCAD, okay, kung naka-download na kayo ng BricsCAD, makikita nyo to, okay, yung get started, okay, on the BricsCAD. Okay, pag kinlik mo to yung drop-down menu or options dito sa baba, okay, so makikita mo dito guys, you have default millimeter and you have default imperial, okay. So currently, I set my units or template on default millimeter. So every time I click the new drawing here, so I will be using, okay, the metric template. Okay? Always remember guys, okay, if your project is metric, use metric template. If your project is imperial or English or from United States, yan, so you must use the imperial na template. Okay? So for example, nag-click or nag-new drawing ako dito. Okay. So I will display the grid lines. Okay, so yan. Okay, so that is F7 for the grid lines, guys, now. Okay, then I have here, I'll just right-click this grid here, then click yung settings. Okay, so this is the settings of the BricsCAD. There you go. Okay, if you observe here guys, okay, that my grid unit is 10, 10. Okay, that is for my grid minor lines. Okay, then we have here every 5. Okay, every 5 na minor lines ng ating workspace dito sa BricsCAD, meron tayong grid major line. Okay, the color for the major or grid major is 251 index color. So medyo lighter siya na gray. Then, we have here grid minor color. So medyo darker siya na gray, guys. And so color 250. So remember, index color is from color 1 to color 255. Okay, should be familiar with that. Okay. So, ano yung relationship nito? Okay, nung 10, 10. Then, we have here the grid colors. Ito yun, guys. If I'm going to zoom in, okay, nakikita nyo to. Okay, meron tayong parang medyo malabnaw na line or yung parang faded na line. Yan, makikita mo. So, the display color of our BricsCAD is almost black yung kulay niya, but I think this is not totally black. Okay, then merong lighter color. Okay, that is our grid minor line. Naka? Then nakalagay dun kanina sa settings, balik ako dun sa settings. Then every 5 ko, no, so meron tayong grid major line. Okay, so that's the color 251. So medyo lighter siya. Kaya mas clear makikita mo siya. Okay? So yan siya, guys. Okay, so kung bibilangin natin to, so that is 1 minor line. Okay, so second minor line, third minor line, fourth minor line, then we have here the fifth minor line kung saan nakalocate din yung major line natin with the color 251. Okay na setup. Okay, so by the way, So, nakaset tayo sa metric ngayon. So, that's the reason. Okay, why we have here 10 millimeter for the spacing, okay, of our grid minor lines. So, 10 millimeter dito. Tapos, 10 millimeter dito, 10 millimeter, and so on. Nagets nyo lang? Okay. So, yan yung relationship. Okay, nung pinipili nyo doon na template units. Okay, dito sa ating BricsCAD. Okay, sa workspace ng ating BricsCAD. Okay? So, try naman natin yung imperial. Okay, para ma-prove natin kung tama ba. Okay, yung pinagsasabi ko dito. Okay, so I'll just close this one. No, hindi ko na lang i-close to. So, balik na ako sa start. Okay, so let's say we're going to set to imperial. Okay, I set this one to imperial. Okay, so click ko lang. Okay, then on ko yung grid line. That is F7 pa rin for the grid line. Okay, guys. Okay, so tingnan natin yung settings nito. Okay, nakita nyo guys sa imperial. Okay, so we have here an imperial template. So nakalagay sa grid unit natin is 1/2 inches via 1/2 inch. Okay? So the same pa rin, sa ikalimang line, meron tayong grid major line. And the color of the grid major line and the grid minor line is also located. Okay, so yung difference lang tingnan nyo. Okay, 0.5 inch, 0.5 inch. Ibig sabihin yan, yung spacing nito, ito, okay, yung spacing ng ating mga grid minor lines is 0.5 inch on imperial. Okay, so nakuha nyo lang ba? Okay, so yan guys. Okay, so that will be that is very important, okay, in using AutoCAD kasi meron mga situations na ganito yung ginagawa nila. What do you call this one? They have metric na project. Okay, so they have metric na project. Then after that, they will going to use imperial na template. So yung tendency niya guys, ganito. Yung nasa isip mo, yung ginagawa mong project is metric. Let's say you have 10 meter via 10 meter na square na gagawin. Sa isip mo, that is 10 meter by 10 meter. Nakuha, or 10,000 millimeter via 10,000 millimeter. Yan yung nasa isip mo. Pero, yung ginamit mong template is imperial. So, more likely, yung gagawin ni BricsCAD, i-identify niya na yung nilagay mong 10,000 via 10,000, okay, na rectangle for example, is 10,000 inches via 10,000 inches, hindi 10,000 millimeter via 10,000 millimeter. Okay, dun ka na magka-trouble kasi yung ina-expect mo is 10,000 millimeter via 10,000 millimeter. Yung ginawa pala ni BricsCAD is 10,000 inches via 10,000 inches. Okay? So we need to understand first the very basic concept, the essentials of a certain software in order for you to create your project effectively and correct. Nakuha? Okay, so by the way, so I'll just close some of the templates dito. So yan. So let's go back here now. Okay, so let's go back here on the absolute coordinate system. Yan no, if you observe guys, naglagay ako dito sa baba. Okay, yung kanyang interval is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 17, so on for the x-axis. Then we have here by 10 also on the y-axis. Okay? Ito. Okay, so the red line, so that represents your x-axis. Okay, the green line that represents your y-axis. And that is very important, okay, na maintindihan mo, okay, sa kung anumang softwares ng CAD na ginagamit mo. Okay, especially yung BricsCAD, which is yun yung ino-offer natin ngayon. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay. Hindi na ako marunong gumamit ng PowerPoint. Okay, I have also the 0.5 interval for the imperial. Okay, so gumamit lang ako ng default ngayon. Okay, so yan guys, for example, I will be creating this object here, okay, on BricsCAD. Okay, so for the absolute coordinate system, kung ito yung gagamitin mo sa paggawa ng project, sa paggawa ng object sa AutoCAD or BricsCAD, sa BricsCAD, okay. So the format na itatype mo, okay, on the command prompt is x, y. Okay, so that is x, y. Okay, that is our format. Okay, so for example, yan. So the same command. Okay, so that is for line, we have L for line. Okay, so pag-type mo or pag-enter mo ng L for line, so magtatanong si BricsCAD. Okay, so what is the value of the first point? Okay, so what is the value of the first point? Pwede mo siyang i-click. You can click that. Okay, or you can place a value using the format na x, y. For example, we have here 10, 10. That is 10, 10. And this is based on the origin. Going back to the definition of our absolute coordinate system. So we have here origin. So we have 0, 0. So this will be our 0, 0 here. Yan. Okay, so the format is x, y. So going to the x, that is 10. Going to the y, that is 10. So that's the value. We have 10, 10. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, then let's say we are going counterclockwise. So going to this direction, okay, our second point, okay, so our format is x, y. So our second point is located here. So using the value here, okay, so we have 70 on x, and we have, okay, 10 on y. So put it together. Okay, so we have a value for the second point. Okay, 70, 10. Naka. Then you are going to press enter. Okay, pressing enter is just like you are agreeing to the value. Okay, ibig sabihin tinatanggap mo. Okay, yung value na yon. Okay, so going to the next point. Okay, so we have here along x we have 50. Okay, so along y, we have here 30. Okay, so our value is obviously, okay, we have 50, okay, 30. Okay, so that is for our third point. Okay, next point natin. Okay, these values is absolute. So all of these values are based on our origin or 0, 0. Okay, so we have here our fourth point. Okay, so 30, okay, 30. So that is 30 along x. And we have here 30 along y. Okay. Then going back, if you were going to close, okay, this object, okay, so you can simply type C for close. You have that option. Or you can simply retype the first point value. Okay, that is 10, 10. And you need to press enter in order for it to accept. Okay? So yan, so we can try this, okay, if you want. Okay, let's try the absolute coordinate system. Okay, so going back here in our BricsCAD. Okay, ang nagagandaan ko dito sa BricsCAD guys, kasi magaan siyang gamitin. Then I think hindi siya ganun ka, the requirements is much lighter compared to AutoCAD or other CAD softwares. Okay? So yan guys. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's have, okay, that example here in our BricsCAD. Okay, so for example, I will going to type alpha line. Okay, so enter ko. Okay, then after that, ayan, kung babasahin mo yung command prompt ng ating BricsCAD. So, start of the line. So, pwede ka mag-click. Yan ang sabi ko, pwede ka mag-click. Okay, or you can type. Okay, using absolute coordinate system. Okay, so the first value is 10, comma 10. So that is 10. Okay, comma. Okay, 10. Okay, then press enter. Okay, tama ba? Okay, yung location ng ating first point. Yan, no? Nakita nyo the intersection. Okay, the intersection on the first grid minor line and yan. So, along X and Y. Okay? So, going to this okay direction. So, that would be 70. Okay, comma 10. Okay, so that is 70, comma 10. Okay, tingnan nyo lang sa command prompt ko, guys. Yan, makikita nyo naman sa command prompt ko. Okay, so enter ko lang. Okay, tama. Okay, next. Let's say here. Dito siya. Okay, so that is 70 minus 20, that is 50. Okay, then along Y, we have here 10, 20, then 30. So X and Y, so we were going to type 50, okay, comma, 30. Okay, enter. Okay, tama pa rin. Okay, next, dito. Okay, so that will be along X. Okay, bilang, pwede kang magbilang. Okay, from the 0, 0 or our origin. Okay, so that is 10, 20, 30. Okay, 30 along X. Okay, then along Y, we have also 30. So you are going to type on your command prompt, okay, 30, okay, comma, okay, 30. Okay, enter. Okay, there you go. O, di ba? Okay, then gaya na sinabi ko kanina, going back, okay, to the first point, if you want to close this object, so you have here an option sa command prompt. Okay, naka-highlight yung first letter ng ating mga options. So, meron tayong A for angle, L for length, okay, F for follow, C for close, U for undo. So, we can use the C for close, or you can simply type the first value of your first, or you can simply type the value of your first point in order for you to close this object. So, for now, we're going to use lang yung C for close. So, C. Then, after that, okay, enter ko siya. Okay, so there you go. So you created an object, okay, without clicking, okay, on your drawing area. So we simply type values based on the absolute coordinate system. Okay, so simple as that, guys. Okay, so napakadali lang gamitin ito. Okay, so yan. And this coordinate system, guys, it will going to guide you, okay, or it will going to show to you how to create objects properly in BricsCAD. Okay? So, yung hindi lang yung basta-basta ka lang basta-basta ka lang mag-create ng objects, most of the operators na encounter ko, yung ginagawa nila is more likely guided na creation ng object based on mouse, based on clicking, direct distance. So yan. So kaya importante malaman nyo to. Okay? And BricsCAD is no exception. So we need to have the essentials, these essentials on this software because this is CAD. Okay? So CAD softwares is mathematics related. Okay? So we need to learn that first before we go on to most of the topics na complex na. Okay? So yan. So that is for our absolute, okay, coordinate system. Okay, so let's proceed, guys. Okay, nakalimutan ko na gumamit ng PowerPoint, no? Bumabalik tuloy ako sa ano. Yun, okay? So that is for our absolute coordinate system. Okay, so let's proceed on the next one. Okay, we have here, okay, the relative Cartesian. Okay, so we have here the relative Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, familiar pa rin, no? Cartesian. Okay, Cartesian plane. Familiar? Okay. So, relative Cartesian coordinate system, okay, are based on the last point entered. Use relative coordinates when you know the location of a point in relation to the previous point. Okay, medyo complicated yung definition. Okay, but we were going to have it clarify or simplify later. Okay, and to specify relative coordinates. Okay, so proceed the coordinate values with an at sign. Okay? Sabihin yan, lalagyan mo siya ng at sign, okay, before the value. Paano ba yun? Okay? Sige. Okay, parang ganito siya, guys. Okay, for the relative Cartesian coordinate system, okay, this is your last point, for example. So your last point is 10, 10. And this 10, 10, okay, your first point for now, okay, so your first point will serve as the last point muna initially, okay. So this 10, 10 is absolute. Okay, this is based on your origin na 0, 0. Nakuha? So that is 10 along x, 10 along y. Okay, tapos yung next point mo, for example, is located dito. Okay? So yan. So we have here the value for of the next point na 20 along x. That is 10, 20. Okay, dalawang minor line, yan along x. Then dalawang minor line along y. So that's why our value is 20, 20. Naka? Okay. Pero in order for us, okay, to use the relative Cartesian coordinate system, okay, so you need to put yung at, okay, before the value. Okay, so you need to put the at symbol, okay, before the value. Okay. So your last point here, this is your next point relative to the last point. Okay, so yung 20, 20 na to guys, okay, if you have the at symbol here, it will be based on the previous na point. Kung 10, 10 yung previous na point, if you are going to use a relative Cartesian, okay, so yung 10, 10 na to, okay, magiging imaginarily, okay, 0, 0 to. Okay, ibig sabihin, yung last point mo, ito yung magiging origin mo. Nakuha? Okay, so it will consider, okay, as your origin. Okay, so next point relative to the last point. Okay, so whatever your last point, that is your 0, 0. Okay, note guys, okay, kung ano daw yung last point mo, so yun yung 0, 0 mo. So pagdating dito, kung may next point ka pa, okay, kung meron ka pang kasunod na point, okay, yung last point mo, it will be considered as your origin ngayon. Okay, magiging 0, 0 na to. Okay, so yan. So proceed tayo. And remember guys, okay, on the relative Cartesian, okay, coordinate system, okay, so we will be using, okay, this Cartesian. Okay, then yung mga quadrants natin. Yan, so you have here the quadrant 1. Okay, so we have x. Okay, we have your y. Okay, so negative y on the opposite. Okay, we have here negative x. Okay, on the opposite of the positive x or the x. Okay, then after that, okay, so we have here quadrant 1. Okay, so x is positive. Okay, y is positive. Okay, so that is for quadrant 1. Okay, then for the quadrant 2, okay, so x is negative. Okay, y is positive. Okay. So, for example, this is your last point. Yan. So, quadrant 3. So, we have x negative. Okay, y. Okay, negative. Okay, then for the quadrant 4. Okay, so we have here x positive. Okay, then we have here y. Okay, negative. Okay. So, yun lang guys. O, para saan to? Okay, yung Cartesian at saka mga quadrants na to. Okay, mamaya, okay, makita nyo kung ano yung importance nito, ano yung relevance nito, okay, dun sa gagawin natin. Okay? Okay, so we have here, okay, our sample. Okay, the same value. You have here the metric and the imperial equivalent. Ay, sorry, mali yung... supposedly, this is 70. Okay. It should be 70, guys. Okay, nagkamali lang. Okay. So, yung first point mo, gaya ng sabi ko, this is 10, 10. Okay, this is absolute. Okay? So, going to the next point. Ay, no, this is correct. Okay? This is correct. Okay. Going to the second point, guys. Okay, so... So, makikita mo ng difference ng relative Cartesian, okay, dun sa absolute coordinate system. Okay, yan, going to the second point, guys, tingnan nyo. On our grid line here, we have 70, then we have here 10. Okay, pero yung value ng second point natin nakalagay is at 60, 0. Okay? So, ano kaya yung reason bakit 60, 0 yung nakalagay dito? Ganito yun, guys. Okay, going back to this definition, okay, or to this relationship, okay, yung last point natin will serve as 0, 0. Yan na. So, whatever your last point, okay, that will serve as your 0, 0. Okay, so proceed tayo. Okay, so dito, if this is your second point, okay, if this is your second point, guys, the point here on the 10, 10 will be considered as the last point. Okay, so if this is the last point, you are going to consider this one as your 0, 0 in calculating your second point dito. Nakuha. So kung 0 to, guys, okay, so that is 10, 20, 30, 40, okay, 50, and 60 along x. Then along y, we have here 0. Nakuha? Okay. Then going to the third point, this one. Okay. So bakit negative 20? Okay, comma 20 dito, positive. Okay. Guys, ito yung last point. Okay, gaya na sabi ko, whatever your last point, you are going to consider that as your 0, 0. Nakuha lang? Okay, so if this is your 0, 0, okay, nasan ba? Okay, yung ating second point. Okay, anong quadrant yung second point natin? If this is our 0, 0, this is quadrant 1 here. Okay, this is quadrant 2 here. Okay, this is quadrant 3. This is quadrant 4. Nagets lang? Okay. So ngayon, going back here. Okay, so this is quadrant 2. Okay, so along x, we have 10. Okay, 20. Okay, so that is negative 20 along x. Okay, because this is quadrant 2. Okay, along y, we have 10, 20. So, lalagyan mo siya ng at to be relative. Okay, so at negative 20, okay, comma 20. Kasi pag hindi mo to lalagyan, okay, nung at, okay, so i-consider to ni BricsCAD, okay, na absolute. So yung value mo, okay, yung negative 20, comma negative 20, will be located here. Okay, if you have, if you don't put, okay, the at symbol, okay, before, okay, nung ating value. Nakuha? Okay, then proceed tayo, guys. Okay, so we have here on the fourth point. Sorry. This one. We have here our fourth point. Okay, this is our last point now. Still, this is located, okay, on the negative x-axis. So considered siya as on the second quadrant. Okay, or on the third quadrant. So yan, so you have here 10, 20. So you have a value of negative 20, okay, along x. Then, comma, 0, okay, because, okay, our y, okay, doesn't have a value because our point is located along X. Nakuha? If your point is located along X, okay, your Y is 0. If your point is located along Y, okay, so your X is 0. Nakuha? Proceed tayo, guys. Okay, so then going back here, if you are going to close, okay, your object at the same, you can use the C for close, or you can type, okay, the value. This time, okay, unlike the absolute coordinate system, na ito-type mo yung value ng first point. Ito, based on the last point. So, ito yung last point mo. Okay, so going back here, so this is located on the third quadrant. Okay, so that's the reason why yung value natin is at negative 20 along X. Okay, comma negative 20 along Y. Okay, so that's the reason, okay, kung bakit ganito yung value natin. Okay, so let's try, guys, sa BricsCAD. Okay, so let's try here. So that is for line pa rin, okay, for our object na gagamitin. Okay, for our first point, okay, gagamit pa rin tayo ng 10, okay, comma 10. Okay, so there you go, guys. Okay, then going to this, okay, direction. Okay, so we're going to type at first. Okay, so that is at. Okay, so we have here 60, okay, comma 0. Okay, 60, comma 0. Okay, enter ko lang. Okay, tingnan nyo, guys. Yan, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, that is 60, comma 0, that is related or relative to the first point that we have here. Okay? Kasi, kung hindi mo siya lalagyan ng at, ito yung mangyayari, ha. Kung hindi mo lalagyan ng at, so at, okay, 60, okay, comma, okay, 0. Okay, so, sorry, hindi mo lalagyan ng at, no? 60, comma 0. Hindi natin lalagyan ng at. So, ano mangyayari? Okay, enter. Okay, so BricsCAD will going to consider your value as absolute kung walang at. Okay, so absolute yung magiging value. Kaya lalagyan mo siya, okay, nung at palagi. Okay. So at 60, okay, comma 0. Enter. There you go. Then going here, okay, so that is at, okay, so we have negative X, then we have positive Y. So 20. Okay, accept. Okay, there you go. Let's continue, guys. I'll repeat, ha. Okay, so at 60, okay, comma 0. Okay, then we have here, okay, at, okay, so negative 20, okay, comma 20. Okay, so at negative 20, okay, comma, okay, 20. Okay, there you go. Then going here, so we have at, okay, this is negative, okay, 20 along X. Okay, negative 20 along X. Then, ano yung magiging value? Okay, for our Y. So, 0. Okay, so that is at 20, okay, comma 0. Going to our next point. Okay, enter. So, yan. Then, let's say we will not going to use C for close. So, that is at, okay, negative 20, comma, negative 20. Okay, so at negative 20, comma, negative 20. Okay, enter ko lang. Okay, but if you are going to enter a value, you need to enter again or escape in order for it to terminate, okay, the command. Okay, unlike sa C for close, na pag-type mo ng C for close, guys, so nata-terminate agad yung, yung command. Okay? So, I'm going to press enter again. Okay? So, yan. So, in order for you to understand more, okay, so what I'm going to do here is, let's say, mag-create ako dito ng, ng, let's say, yan lang muna. Okay. Ang pangit. Okay. So, 10, 10. At 10, 0. Okay. Okay, so in order for you to understand, okay, so understand more, okay, so I created here, okay, this one, and for example, guys, let's say ito yung 0, 0 mo, okay, so this is your 0, 0. Okay. Okay, just like this one. Yan, no? Yan. So in order for you to calculate the value of your second point here, this second point here, okay, so you are going to calculate that based on the last point. So ibig sabihin, yung 0, 0 mo, hindi na ito. Okay, hindi na ito yung 0, 0 mo, guys. Okay, for now, that is temporary. Okay, so to calculate this one, so you're going to base your 0, 0 here. So that is 10, 20, 30, okay, 40, okay, 50, 60 along X. Then along Y, you don't have a value. So you have 0, okay? Meron palang value, okay? So you have 0, okay, for Y. Okay? So yan. Then if you are going to, okay, calculate naman, okay, the point here. Okay, so you are going to calculate the point here. Okay, that will be based here. So ito yung 0, 0 mo ngayon. Okay, so that would be 10, 20. But this is on the second quadrant. So your X is negative. Okay, then 10, 20. So your Y is positive 20. So you have at negative 20, comma, okay, positive, okay, 20. Okay, so dito sa iba, so same na yan. Yan. So imaginarily, lipat-lipat mo lang, okay, yung 0, 0 mo, okay, dun sa last point. Dun ka mag-calculate, okay, dun sa very last point na meron ka. Naka? So, yan. Okay, so, ganun lang ka-simple, okay, yung relative Cartesian, guys. Okay, so I think meron tayong question and answer ata. Okay, so before tayo mag-proceed sa relative Cartesian, guys. Okay, before we proceed on the relative Cartesian, relative polar. Okay, so I think we have here, okay, okay, Q&A. Am I right, Ma'am Nelsie?
Mhm.
Sir Jay. Mm.
Yes, sir. Salamat po. Ayan. So, I'd like to say hi to our viewers, no? Ma'am
Mm.
Nelsie Marciliana. Yeah. And Ma'am Riza. All right. So, you could win by tuning in on this live stream. You can win 3 months LinkedIn Career Premium and Learning subscription by just simply downloading the app of BricsCAD and joining our groups in Facebook and LinkedIn. BricsCAD Philippines, there, CADinCloud both in Facebook and BricsCAD Users Philippines. And while we're having a break, you can ask Sir Brian questions regarding his topic. And transitioning from AutoCAD to BricsCAD. And of course, if you've registered through our link, the completers will receive certificate of course completion. So don't forget to like the stream and share it publicly. And of course, join our groups as I mentioned earlier. Right? Certificate of course completion.
Okay, medyo...
So don't forget to like the stream and share it.
BricsCAD is computer-aided design software for people who build things. It's the best choice for drafters, designers, architects, and engineers. It's highly compatible with everything you already know. It's based on industry standard DWG for both 2D drafting and 3D modeling. BricsCAD leverages the power of artificial intelligence to help you work faster and more accurately. Hundreds of third-party applications run on BricsCAD to power your workflows. BricsCAD is a design platform that runs as one product, end-to-end. BricsCAD BIM is a unique CAD-accurate building information modeling system that keeps design first. BricsCAD Mechanical brings a familiar workflow to mechanical assembly design, and it works with BricsCAD BIM to enable the design and documentation of manufactured building products. No other CAD vendor can deliver on this promise. BricsCAD is cost-effective. A BricsCAD perpetual license is half the price of a yearly subscription to that other CAD program. Try BricsCAD today.
All right. So we're back. We have a comment from Julian Lua King. Naka-registered na ako mga sirs as well as joining in all your group. Ayan. So do join kasi we're giving away 3 months LinkedIn Career Premium and Learning subscription. And just download BricsCAD and join our groups and we'll be raffling away for 2 winners of 3 months LinkedIn Career Premium and Learning subscription. So we're open to questions. And if there's no more questions, I think Sir Brian can proceed to the topic. Okay?
Okay, sige. Walang question. Okay, so by the way, guys, please do share. Okay, this live stream. Okay, this is very this kind of live stream is it is so a kind of live stream na meron ka talagang makakuha. So this is just like giving away a free training for all. So please do share. Okay, and let's learn together. Okay, so okay, so meron tayong question, okay, from Dominic, okay, Minyosa. Okay, sir, ano po yung pinaka-difference dito sa AutoCAD? or sa iba pong CAD programs. Okay, so like yung pinaka-advantage po nitong BricsCAD. Okay. So, to answer Sir Dominic Menyosa, okay, so ang advantage ng BricsCAD is first, we have here the cost. Okay? Unlike AutoCAD, okay, the price of BricsCAD is very talaga affordable. Okay, lalo na for those companies or to those freelancers na kailangan ng legit na software talaga, okay, for their projects. So, BricsCAD is a very good alternative. Okay, then, AutoCAD is just 2D and 3D, okay, na software. Okay, so, yung BricsCAD, just like in opening the main dialog box of BricsCAD, so meron tayo dong mechanical and BIM and BricsCAD shape, which is the same sa SketchUp. Okay? So, wala yung AutoCAD ng ganun. Okay? Most especially sa BIM side. Di ba? So, yung BIM side, guys, if you are going to tune in, okay, on this live stream, on this training, so, aabot tayo dun. Okay? So, that will be our next topics, next title, okay, for our live stream on the next following months. If you are going to tune in on this Facebook page and YouTube channel, so, ma-learn nyo yun. Okay? So, AutoCAD is more on, more on classical na mga drawings, 2D, 3D, while BricsCAD, you can do so many things, okay? SketchUp-like models, BIM setup, okay? Just like when you're using Revit and other BIM software, AutoCAD, so you can do that also on BricsCAD, okay? So yun. So, para siyang SketchUp, Revit, para siyang AutoCAD na kinumbine in a very affordable license, and that is perpetual. Pag in-afford mo yun,
perpetual.
So, yung license mo, sa'yo na talaga yun, di ba? So, yan. So, yan. So, then, in terms of, yes, price-wise, now how much it costs for the software? I think that can be answered by Sir Jay, yung about sa price.
So you can tune in, no? Tingnan nyo na lang po yung download link natin, so you can check the price sa website po nila na bricsys.com. Ayan.
So we can assure you talaga, guys, the price of BricsCAD is much cheaper compared to AutoCAD and other softwares. Then marami ka pang magagamit. Okay, so shape, BricsCAD shape, that is just like SketchUp, and yung pinaka gusto talaga is yung yung BIM capability talaga ng BricsCAD, di ba? So yun.
Yeah, so you can message CADinCloud in Facebook for pricing. Yan. So mga nag-ask kung how much po yung software natin.
Okay, so yun. At saka in AutoCAD or in other AutoCAD softwares, you need to set up a very high specs, and very high specs, but more likely a high specs computer compared to using BricsCAD. You can use a mid-range na type ng computer by using ng BricsCAD. Okay, unlike AutoCAD and other AutoCAD softwares na kailangan mo talagang mabigat na or yung parang high performance ng mga computers. So, yun. Pag bumili po ba ng license, lifetime na po ba yun? Okay. From the name itself, perpetual, sir. So, it will be lifetime. It will be lifetime yours.
So, ano po siya? Nang nakikita natin dito, it's a software na maganda sa mga nagsisimula kasi nga, very affordable and malalim yung pwede mong gawin. For software, malalim po siya. Ito, sir, meron tayong katanungan from Mr. Armando Cruz. Armando Corpo, sorry. Can we do 3D simulation using the BricsCAD like other 3D software?
Okay, for personally, sir, for the 3D simulation, normally you can have that on the BIM and on the mechanical side of the BricsCAD. But I'm not totally ano pa. Maybe I can give you the full answer on the next meeting or live that we have. Okay, so personally, okay, yung sa BIM side ng BricsCAD ay hindi ko pa siya totally na ano talaga. Okay, but I think just like other BIM software, more likely we have that siguro. Okay, so tune in lang, sir. I will give you the complete answer on the next live that we will going to have. Okay, Sir Armando.
Do we have time for another question, sir? From Sir Fidel Zaragoza. Ilan po ang minimum requirement sa RAM ng BricsCAD?
Okay, for the RAM of BricsCAD, guys, minimum actually nakalagay dun sa website ng BricsCAD. Hindi ko lang makita yung file. Kahit 2 gig na RAM, sir, pwedeng mag-run ng BricsCAD. But make it 4 gig na lang kasi common naman yung 4 gig ngayon for for mga computers kahit yung mga low specs. So yun. So 2 to 4 gig, that's good for BricsCAD na. So make it 4 na lang. Okay? So hindi na masyadong mabigat, di ba? 4 gig. Unlike AutoCAD or other Autodesk software, so you need 8 gigabyte and higher because the operation of that software is very talaga heavy. So yan. Then, ang napansin ko dito sa BricsCAD, okay, so familiar ba kayo sa very popular na nagpa-pop up sa sa AutoCAD, yung AutoCAD has been or nag-crash yung AutoCAD. Okay, so BricsCAD, guys, hindi naman tayo mano dito na So BricsCAD, guys, okay. So BricsCAD, based on my experience, hindi ko siya na-experience yung magka-crash palagi yung software. Kasi nga napaka-light ng operation ng BricsCAD. So yan. Then kung marunong ka mag-AutoCAD, kung marunong ka na rin mag-BricsCAD nun. So yun. So almost the same sila ng interface. The commands is still the same. Ang difference lang, mas maganda yung paggamit mo kasi mas magaan, okay, in operation. Okay, so any more questions?
Yeah, thank you daw, sabi ni Sir Fidel Zaragoza.
So yun.
All right. If ever we don't have any more questions, I think we can proceed with the next topic, sir. Sir Brian?
Okay, so let's proceed, sir. So yung question and answer na lang siguro is on the sa dulo nila ng ating
after the topic. Ayan.
So
bago tayo magsimula sa sa next topic, make sure na you like the stream, no? You share it publicly, and of course you download BricsCAD now para may chance kayong maging winner namin ng 3 months LinkedIn Career Premium and Learning subscription, all right? And also join our groups, nandyan po sa link. Nandyan po sa description yung mga link natin. All right? So, Sir Brian, let's start the next topic.
So, thank you, Sir Jay. Okay, so let's proceed on our next topic. Okay, and I think before our exercise or given exercise, it will going to be our last topic for now. Okay, so yan. So I'll just share my screen. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Okay. So medyo nakalimutan ko na yung paggamit ng ng PowerPoint. Okay, so by the way, guys, okay? So yan, for those na nandito ngayon sa live stream natin. Okay, so you're very lucky, guys, because this topic or this discussion is normally makukuha mo sa sa mga training center. And sa training center, babayaran mo pa 'yon. While dito, abangan mo lang yung mga live stream, yung mga live ng ating BricsCAD or CADinCloud, so you can have the free training that you want to have, okay, na let's say wala ka pang enroll. Okay? So yan. And I'm very willing to provide that to you guys. Yung mga knowledge na alam ko, so as long as I can share that to you, so I will be glad, okay, to share it with you. Okay? So our last topic, guys, is relative polar coordinate system. Okay? So relative polar. So relative pa rin siya, okay? Actually, yung at kanina, yung nakalagay na at kanina, yan yung nagbibigay ng relative property dun sa values natin. Okay? So, relative polar, okay? Pag sinabi yung polar, so it involves yung mga angle natin, okay, sa mathematics. So, from 0 to 360. So, that will be included here, okay? So, that is one way to create objects here in BricsCAD, okay? So, yan. So, what is relative polar coordinate system? Okay, so, relative polar are based on the last point entered. Okay, the same pa rin. Okay, our last point is our origin. Okay. Use relative coordinates as distance measurement when you know the location of a point in relation to the previous point, and use angle to specify direction. Okay. To specify relative coordinates, okay, precede the coordinate values with an at sign. It's the same, di ba? Lalagyan mo siya ng at sign before the value. Okay? But ngayon, ano yung magiging format natin for relative polar? Okay, by the way, ito yung angle natin, guys. Okay, so we have here, for example, okay, angle 0. Okay, it is also 360, one complete rotation. Okay, then we have here the direction. Okay, yung movement natin, we have clockwise, then we have counterclockwise. If you are going to do it or calculate, okay, using the clockwise direction, okay, so it will be negative angle. Nakuha? Okay, then if you are going to do it naman sa counterclockwise direction, this one, yung nasa magenta na kulay. Okay, so yung magiging value ng angle mo naman is positive. Yan, no? So you have here 0, 45, okay, 90, okay, 135, 180, and so on. Okay, that is positive if you are using the counterclockwise direction. If you are using the clockwise direction naman, so that will be 0, okay, negative 45, negative 90, negative 135, and so on. Nakuha? Okay. Then for bearings, okay, and placement of bearings in AutoCAD, in BricsCAD, okay, so you can also use this 360 or angle 0 as east. Okay, so you have here north, okay, west, and south. Okay, so yan. Then enter ko lang. Okay, so we have here a format. Okay, so meron tayong sample for those na nagtatanong sa kung paano ba gamitin yung o paano ba mag-input ng distance and bearings. Okay, so we are using a relative polar for that. Okay, so the format is at distance, and then angle. Okay, so we have here degrees, minutes, and seconds. An example. Okay, then of course, you need direction for this one. Okay, so this is just a format. We can have a sample later. Okay, so distance and bearing format. Okay, so north, east, west, south. Okay, I'll just proceed now. Okay, so our main format for relative polar, guys, is we have here at pa rin, okay, for the relative, okay, na capability ng ating values. Okay, so that is at, okay, distance, okay, that is the measurement, okay, of your object, okay, distance, okay, then we have here angle, okay, then polar angles, gagamitin mo ngayon ito, gagamitin mo to, okay, nakuha lang, okay, so gagamitin mo yan. Okay, so we will have a sample here. the same object. Okay, the first point, guys, is absolute pa rin to. Okay? So, the first point is still an absolute value. Okay, so doon na tayo sa second point and the following points, okay, maglagay ng relative polar. Okay? So, for example, yan. So, the first point is 10, 10. Okay, 10, 10. So, the measurement of this one is based on this grid minor lines intervals. So, that would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So, meron kang 60. Okay, so that is your distance. Remember, yung format natin is at distance, then angle, okay, polar angles. Okay, ngayon, so this is relative. Okay, ito, okay, yung mga angle na to, guys, is calculated based on the last point, okay, of your object. Okay, for example, okay, this is your last point here. Okay, so dito mo ilalagay ito. Yan, ilalagay mo to dito imaginarily lang. Naka? Okay, imaginarily. Okay, so that would be 0 or 360. Kaya yung value natin is at 60. Okay, angle, yung gagamitin mong symbol or key dito sa keyboard for the angle is the less than symbol. Okay, so that would be at 60. Okay, so angle 0, then enter. Okay, then let's proceed. Okay, going to the next point, guys. Okay, so we have here, okay, a measurement, okay, for this line na 28.2843. Yan, dito naka-round off lang. Pero gamitin natin yung exact. Okay. Tapos, yung angle, okay, na ginamit dito is from here, that will be, yan, na 45 degrees, okay, measurement dito. Okay, pero, hindi 45 yung ilalagay natin. Okay? So, anong angle yung ilalagay natin? Okay, ngayon, ilalagay mo ulit to. Okay, so 0, 45, we are using positive angle. So, 0, okay, 45, okay, 90, then we have here 135. Yan, no? Familiar? Okay, so that would be the angle, okay, na gagamitin natin dito. Okay, 0, 45, 90, 135. So therefore, yung value natin is at 28.2843. That is the measurement of this line. Okay, so we have angle 135. Okay, so yan yung value. Okay, so going to this direction. Okay, so we have here 20. Tapos, that is 0. Okay, so 90, 180. So that is 180. Then, we have here, from this point, okay, so we have 28.2843. So yung angle natin, okay, based on counterclockwise. So that would be 0, 45, 90, 135. Then we have here 180. Then for the next one, we have 225. So that is at 28.2843, okay, angle 225. Or you can simply type C for close. Okay? So yan. So 28.23. 28.2843. Okay, so let's have that, guys. Okay, dito sa BricsCAD natin. Okay? So let's have that on BricsCAD. Okay. So L for line. Okay, so 10, 10. Okay, for our first point. Okay, for our second point, guys. Okay, so we have here at. Okay, that is 60 for our. Okay, for our distance. Okay, so less than symbol for the angle. So we have here 0. Okay, 0. Okay, enter. Okay, then going to this point. So we have at, okay, 28. Okay, point 2843. Okay, so angle we have here 135. Okay, so angle 135. Okay, enter. Okay, there you go. Then we have here at. Okay, so we have 20 for the distance. Okay, then angle we have here 100. Okay, so 180. Okay, enter. Okay, then after that, okay, so we can use C for close, okay, to close this object, okay, or to connect the very last point, okay, to the first point. You can use C for close. Yan, so C for close. Okay, enter. Okay, so we created same object, okay, using this, okay, values, and using relative polar coordinate system. Okay, so it's very simple, no? Okay, so yan guys. Yan, the same pa rin. Okay, but this time, okay, ito, okay, hindi na 0, 0, or hindi na Cartesian, X and Y, yung nililipat mo dun sa last point. Okay, so what you're transferring from the first point to the next point to the next point is yung mga polar angles natin. So this is, okay, your east, west, north, south, or 0, 90, 180, and 270. Okay, so yun yung nililipat mo dito. Okay, you transfer that here on the last point, saka dito ka mag-base. Okay, going to this direction, yun, no? Anong angle yung nakalagay dyan? Okay, mula dito, base dito. Okay. Okay, so yan. So it's almost the same dun sa ating, what you call this one? A relative Cartesian. Okay, but this time, what we are transferring is the angle. Okay? The thought. Okay? Yung thought natin, okay, na yung last point na to, so yun yung, yun yung basihan natin. Okay? So basically dito sa relative polar, okay, yung magiging purpose, okay, ng ating angles is for direction, kung saan pupunta yung object natin. Okay? So going back, okay, to this format ng ating relative polar coordinate system. Okay, so we have here distance muna. Okay, at distance, tapos angle, polar angles. Okay? So it's very simple, guys. And you need to know, okay, you need to know how to use, okay, the different, okay, coordinate system na pwede mong gamitin, okay, sa AutoCAD. Because pag hindi mo alam, okay, kung paano gamitin yung mga coordinate system sa AutoCAD, guys, or sa BricsCAD, okay, so hindi ka talaga magpa-progress or hindi ka maka-create ng much, what you call this one, much complicated, okay, ng mga drawings, okay, here in BricsCAD. Okay? So you need to establish talaga yung basic concept, yung essential knowledge mo, okay, dito sa BricsCAD or in any CAD softwares. Okay? So by the way, yan. So going back here, guys. Okay, going back here. So we have north, south, east, and west. Okay, we can try that. Okay, dito sa BricsCAD natin. Okay. Okay, so let's say I'll just create a very simple object lang muna. Okay, so at, okay, so 40, okay, angle. Yan. Okay. So instead, okay, of using the angle ng mga numbers, okay, 0, 45, 90, 135, 180, you can use, okay, yung north, south, east, west natin. So yan, for example, at 40, okay, so angle, okay, east. Okay, and that is based pa rin dun sa first point. Yung direction mo, yung mga angle mo, okay, doon nakalagay sa first point para ma-determine natin yung direction to the second point. Okay, so that is at 40, angle east. Okay, enter ko lang. Okay, going upward. So at 40, okay, angle north. That is letter N for north. Okay, enter. Okay, then at 40, so angle west. Okay, W for west, enter. Okay, then, so you can have at 40, okay, so angle south. Okay, enter. Okay, enter lang. Okay, so you can use that, okay, that format, okay, in relative polar in BricsCAD. Okay, next. Okay, going back here guys. Okay, yung bearing. Okay, so yan no. So, minsan, or kadalasan, may encounter tayong mga projects na ipapa-redraw sa atin yung mga lot plan. Okay, di ba? So, yung nakalagay doon is, yung format is distances and bearings. So, merong mga direction on degrees, minutes, and seconds, just like this one. So, how to input that, okay, on BricsCAD? Okay, so yung format natin is ganito. Okay, so let's have a sample. So, yan. Yan. For example, I will going to type, yan. So, alpha line. So, yan. Yung input tong format is relative polar, pero distances and bearings, okay, yung given natin. Okay? So that would be at, okay, so let's say I have here 50, okay, going back here, so let's say yun na lang yung distance and bearings natin, or yung bearings natin, north 50 degrees, 45 minutes and 24 seconds going to the east. Okay, so that is angle. Okay, so we have here north. Okay, so let's say we have here 50 degrees. Okay. And that is letter D for degrees, guys. Okay, then 45 minutes. Okay, then we have here 24, okay, seconds. Okay, then W for, okay, east. Okay. There you go, enter lang. Okay, there you guys. Okay, so yung ginamit natin dito na format is relative polar, tapos yung given is distance and bearings. Okay, so north 50 degrees, 45 minutes, 24 seconds, then going to the east. Okay, so that is applicable on BricsCAD. Okay, so that format is applicable in BricsCAD. Okay. Okay. Yun guys. Okay, so yung tatlong coordinate system natin. Okay, so for me, this is one of the most important topic talaga na kailangan mong matutunan. If you're studying, okay, CAD softwares, mapa AutoCAD man yan or BricsCAD. Okay, so you need to establish, okay, your knowledge according to that concepts. Okay, so yan. So marami na ako na-encounter mga drafters, okay, na kadalasan nahihirapan sila gumawa ng object, very simple object in AutoCAD. It's because nasanay sila na they will simply click lang, okay, dun sa drawing. Then nasanay sila na may mga template na, so diretso na lang silang gumagawa ng mga object without understanding what they are doing, okay, what they are creating. Okay, so me as an instructor, so I want to share, I want to teach, okay, those drafters or those person, okay, the proper knowledge in essentials about on BricsCAD or any CAD softwares in order for you to maximize, okay, the usage of that software, especially yung BricsCAD na to. Okay? So by learning the 2D, by learning this coordinate system, so you will be able to progress into much deeper, into much complex na mga projects. Okay? Kaya huwag niyong baliwalain yung mga boring topics natin. Okay? Consider this one medyo boring. Okay? Kasi 2D. So paano nakikita mo lang yung mga lines. But guys, this is very important. Okay? So yun. And BricsCAD is capable, okay, to accept this concept, okay, yung coordinate system natin in order for you to create objects just like what you're doing in AutoCAD or other CAD softwares. Okay? So yan. Okay, sige. Okay. So, guys, so our discussion or our topic ended. Okay, but before that, okay, so we were going to have an exercise. Okay, na i-apply natin, okay, yung natutunan natin, okay, for this BricsCAD topic na coordinate system. Okay, dun sa BricsCAD. Okay? So, let's say gagawa tayo dito ng objects sa BricsCAD or let's say yung word na bricks. Okay, but using a line and using a coordinate system. Okay? So yan. Or let's say mag-create lang tayo ng kahit letter B na lang. Okay? So, yan. So, for example, I'm going to type upper line here. Okay, my start point is still 0, 0. Or let's say 10, 10. Okay. So, let's say guys, gagamit ako ulit ng absolute coordinate system. So, this will serve as a review, okay, dun sa diniscuss natin. Okay, then my question is also, one of my question will be going or will be coming here then. Okay, so yan. So going here, so yan. So if you're going to use absolute coordinate system, so you need to calculate from 0. So along x, you have a value of 10. Okay, y, that will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so that would be 10 for the second point, okay, comma, 100. Okay, enter. There you go. So yung next point natin, for example, dito siya. Okay, so along x, that would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that is 50, then 100. So that is at 50, okay, comma, 100. Okay, enter. Oh, sorry. This is 0 pala, guys. No. And don't put at, okay? Sorry. Okay, so that would be 50, okay, comma, 100. Okay, we are using absolute pala, sorry. Okay, there you go. Okay, then going here. Okay, so that would be, okay, so this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That would be 60. Then 90 for the, okay, for the y. So that would be 60, comma, okay, 90. Okay, enter ko. Okay, there you go. Going here. Let's say gagamit tayo ng relative partition. Okay, so that would be along x is 0. Then along y, we have negative 30. So you are going to put at, okay, so you have 0 along x, then you have negative 30 along y. Okay, so enter. Okay, so wait lang. Okay, so that would be negative or 0, okay, comma, negative 30. Okay, enter. Okay, there you go. Then going here, so we have here, okay, so let's use relative partition. So along x, you have here negative, okay, 10. Along y, you have here negative 10. So that is, Okay, so at -10. Okay, comma -10. Okay, enter. Okay, there you go. And here, okay, so you have here at, okay, so you have +10, okay, comma, -10. So I'm using relative partition, okay, for this point here. Okay, accept. Okay, there you go. Then, so going here, okay, so let's use relative polar. So at, okay, so sorry. So at 20, okay, so our angle is 270. Okay, if you are going to use relative polar here, okay, accept. Okay, I should be 30, no? Okay, it should be 30. So at, okay, 30, so angle 270. Okay, there you go. So yan. Okay, so for this one, we don't have a value, okay, for the distance. So we were going to use, okay, pwedeng absolute, pwedeng relative. So that would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that is, okay, 50 along x, okay, comma 0, okay, along y. Okay, there you go. Medyo kinapos tayo, no? Okay, so then we have here relative partition. So at, okay, so we have negative, okay, 10, 20, 40. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so let's say, ayun na lang. It should be 10, 0 kanina. Okay. Then going here. Okay, let's say we were going to create, okay, a hole here for our letter B. So I'm going to type L for line. So what is the value of this one using absolute? So that would be along x, that is 10, 20. Along y, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, okay, 90. So that would be 20 along x, then 90 along y. Okay, accept. There you go. Then we were going to use, okay, relative polar. So that would be at, okay, 30. So angle 0. Yan, for example lang. Okay, so at, okay, 30. So angle 270. Okay, so at 30. Okay, so angle. Okay, so we have here 180. Okay, then you can use C for close. Okay, so for now, so yan lang muna. Okay, so yan lang muna, guys. Okay, so mamaya, so this will be part of my question. Okay, so let's see kung sino yung makasagot. Okay, so in terms of discussion-wise, guys, okay, I think we are done, okay, with our second live here about transition, okay, between or transition from AutoCAD to BricsCAD. Okay, so if you have questions, you can type that, okay, on our live or stream in order for me to answer. Okay.
Right. So thank you, Sir Brian. Yeah, Sir Brian Lloyd Tirambulo, ng
Yes,
ating
sir.
application engineer. Okay, may question po na si Julian Lua King. May upgrading version pa rin ba ang software like BricsCAD? Like AutoCAD na may version 14, 19, 20, etc. So, kung ano po yung ipipurchase nyo na version, yun po yung pinaka natin. Yung upgrading naman po niya, ang upgrading po niya is there's always a minimal fee, no? Para po dito sa ating upgrade. Yan. Pero kung ano yung binili nyo, ito, i-doktor na rin natin sa question ni Dominic Minyosa, kasama na ba ang update sa lahat ng version pag binili yung license or isang version lang sakop nun? Automatic po kung ano yung binili nyo, kung ano yung pinaka-latest, yun po yung kasama. Okay. So make sure po na if you would have questions, type nyo lang po yung mga questions para ang ating applications engineer expert, si Sir Brian Tirambulo, is masagot niya. lalo yung mga technical questions natin.
Okay.
And
Okay,
pwede-
so
yes, sir. Go ahead.
hi, sir. So yan, so guys, so our discussion for now is honestly it is the start of any CAD software. Okay, it's a little bit boring, but if you're going to continue, just continue and continue. So we're going to reach the advanced stage of our learning here. Okay. Again, as sabi kanina, so in order for you to master a certain software, so you need to master the basic muna. Then, yun, so BricsCAD is one of the software that I really recommend for you to, to master. So it is a very good replacement for any CAD software that you are using now. Okay? So yan. Sige, sir. So if you have question on my discussion or on BricsCAD, so feel free to type that on the comment section. Okay?
Yes, and we're going to read those comments. And of course, don't forget to like and share the stream and download BricsCAD through the link provided. No, so you can win, or you can be our winner of 3 months LinkedIn Career Premium Learning subscription. Yeah, so we're going to pick 2 winners for this live stream. And sir, I'd like to invite them na mag-join po sa mga groups natin. It's BricsCAD Philippines on Facebook. Yan, CADinCloud on Facebook. Right. Okay, so let's share the screen para makita nila.
Sige, sir.
Ayan. So here we have, yeah, this is BricsCAD Philippines, no? Ayan. So like our page, we also have CADinCloud. So i-like niyo po yung page natin and mag-join po kayo sa groups. And of course, like BricsCAD Users Philippines in LinkedIn and BricsCAD Users Philippines on Facebook. Right. And the completers of this webinar will receive a certificate of course completion basta nakapag-register po kayo sa aming registration form. All right. And when you share this live stream, don't forget to comment down our hashtags. Hashtag BricsCAD para po sa ating attendance check. Ayan, just comment na hashtag BricsCAD whether you're watching from YouTube or Facebook. And of course, when you share this live stream, huwag kakalimutan ng ating official hashtag. It's hashtag BricsCAD Philippines, hashtag Make CAD Fun Again, and hashtag CADinCloud. All right.
Okay. So guys, just tune in our free training session, guys, on BricsCAD, because eventually we're going to reach the more advanced stage of BricsCAD. Okay, just like our next topic. Okay, for our next live stream here on CADinCloud will be about 3D modeling na, guys. Okay, I know most of you are familiar na sa CAD software, so it's a little bit boring for you to start. Okay, in a very basic, but I just started on the coordinate system because that is very important. Okay, then, don't worry. Our next live stream here on CADinCloud and for BricsCAD will be about 3D modeling na. Okay, so more likely it will be the introduction of the 3D modeling of BricsCAD, and if we can have the BIM on the next stages, so it is good step by step, okay, in having our learning here together with BricsCAD. Okay. We have a question, sir?
Yes, from Sir Armando Corpus, no? For single user lang po ba ang perpetual license ng BricsCAD? The answer is yes, sir. Yes po. Yan, so yung mga nag-type in ng hashtag BricsCAD, yan po ang ating attendance check. All right. And Sir Brian, I just like to add na BricsCAD is a European company. Own po ito ng Bricsys.
Yes, sir.
And para sa mga gusto po ng comparison, we can say that AutoCAD is like Ford, and yung BricsCAD naman, we can say na para itong Volkswagen. Yan. So it's a European company, no? Hindi po ito basta-basta. BricsCAD is not just. Okay? So, just to be reminded po sa ating mga viewers ngayon. So yan, you can type in your question para po masagot ni Sir Brian and Julian Luo King. Thanks and exciting. Here for the next lesson, 3D modeling. Talaga namang nagsisimula lahat sa lesson number 1. Kahit alam natin gaano ka-boring yan, you have to go through the basics.
Yes, sir. So, kadalasan, yan talaga yung nangyayari. So, just go through the boring part and eventually, so you will going to have the exciting part. So, tune in for the 3D modeling and BIM lesson, okay, for our BricsCAD series. Okay.
Sir, may isa pang question dito no, from Dominic Minoza. Sir, paano gayahin yung format ng display nyo sa BricsCAD? Kasi po ayaw mag-preview ng diagonal lines sa BricsCAD ko. And maybe you can help Sir Dominic.
Paano gayahin yung format ng display nyo sa BricsCAD? Kasi pa ayaw mag-preview ng diagonal lines sa BricsCAD ko. May I clarify, sir, what diagonal lines? What kind of diagonal lines?
Yan, Sir Dominic, kindly comment lang po para ano.
Can you elaborate your question, Sir Dominic? Okay, so what diagonal lines it is? Okay, if ever you can elaborate. Okay.
Yeah, so while waiting for Sir Dominic, no, I'd like to invite everyone watching the stream na i-like po tsaka i-share publicly ito pong post natin using our official hashtags, hashtag BricsCAD Philippines, hashtag Make CAD Fun Again, and hashtag CADinCloud. And of course, pag isa po kayo sa mga nag-share, nag-like, and nag-download ng BricsCAD today, pwede po kayong manalo. We're going to give away for 2 winners, 3 months LinkedIn Career Premium and Learning subscription. That's yours for free. Ayan. So good luck po sa ating 2 winners. Ayan po, nag-comment na po Sir Brian, Sir Dominic.
So for straight line lang po kasi. Okay, so I think you activated. Okay, I'll just share my screen, sir. Okay, so I think you activated. Okay, I think you activated the ortho, Sir Dominic. Okay, if you activated the ortho, this one, the toggle orthogonal. So if that is activated, so more likely you can only create straight, horizontal, and vertical lines. Just like this one. Okay? So ortho, okay, can be toggled using, we have here F8. Okay, so you can toggle ortho using F8. Okay, so yan. Okay, so yan. So yun yung reason bakit puro straight line yung makikita mo, sir. Yan. So, yan yung sinasabi ko na you need to learn the basic first before you go into complex na mga drawings sa BricsCAD. Because just like that, a very basic situation, magka-problema ka na if you don't know the basic. Okay? So, hello sir, my cloud storage po rin po ba yung BricsCAD? I think you can answer that, Sir Jane.
Yes. So, Sir RG Henaben, no? We'll have to double check po kung may cloud storage po siya and gaano po kalaki. Ilang gig yung kanyang cloud storage. Pero for the meantime, no, you can join the BricsCAD Users Philippines public group so we can update yung answer po dyan sa question ninyo. Alright. Yan, maraming salamat daw. Nakita na ni Sir Dominic Minoza. Salamat daw, Sir Brian.
Thank you, sir. So you're always welcome, okay, to ask me question, okay, so during this live stream.
So, guys, if you would have questions, no, habang nandito pa si Sir Brian, pwede nyo pong itanong. Ayan. Tsaka, of course, make sure you subscribe to this channel para pag yung next lesson na po ni Sir Brian, masubaybayan nyo yung 3D modeling. Diba? Mas exciting na siya. Diba? Mas
so
exciting na siya sa diniscuss ngayon. So, abangan yun.
Yes, sir. So we can have the 3D modeling na and more much more exciting is yung BIM. If you're a Revit user, if you're an AutoCAD user, so this BIM topics or discussion will be much more exciting to you because there are features BricsCAD has that other softwares just like Revit or AutoCAD doesn't have. So yun, so far based on my observation, and also the 3D modeling of the BricsCAD shape is much interesting din siya if you are a SketchUp user. So just tune in, okay? So so whatever announcement that the BricsCAD Philippines have on their page or CADinCloud, so just follow that and just share, okay, this live or subscribe or just go with the flow, okay, using or with this team. And for sure, guys, so you will going to have a free and informative na lecture or lessons. Okay. So yun.
Yan, Sir Armando Corpus, no? Sabi niya, the session today was very informative. Thank you po mga sir. Yan. Thank you Sir Brian. Yan, very informative. So kaabang-abang ang ating next part nito. So tama,
Yes.
make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So it looks a bit boring. It looks a bit boring, but guys, those topics, okay, the coordinate system is very important if you want to learn BricsCAD and other CAD softwares. So you are not aware lang, but that is really the foundation, okay, of any CAD softwares, okay, na meron tayo dito. So yun. Okay. So we were going to
meron ba tayong mga final questions? So wala na po tayong mga tanong, no? Maybe we can wrap up. No, Sir Brian?
Sure, sir. Okay, so we're going to have the question na ba, sir, ngayon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. To clarify lang, sir, okay, this question will be the based on the winner, or it will be coming from you. The question will be coming from you.
Viewers and sasagot.
Yes, sir. Yung question po will be coming from you and yung winner, yung makakasagot po ng question na yun.
Okay, sige. So,
pahirapan nyo sila.
Okay, so first question will be based on my discussion. Okay, so that's why, okay, so hindi ko tinapos yung exercise ko kanina. Okay, so guys, please observe, okay, your screen, and I will be needing, okay, an answer. Okay, so wait lang habang piniprepare ko dito. Okay, so I'm just preparing, okay, the question. This will be a practical question based on my exercises for the first question. Okay, so okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, and be ready, guys. Okay, okay, so abangan ni Sir Jay kung sino yung makakasagot. Okay, or I will going to indicate then kung sino yung may tamang sagot. Okay. Okay, my first question. Okay, so will be based on the exercise and the discussion na ginawa ko kanina. Okay? If you will be creating this object, okay? If you are going to create this object, okay, so what will be the value? Okay, what will be the value? Okay, so nandito nakalocate yung 0, 0 natin ha. Okay, what will be the value, okay, of this point? Okay, hindi pa tapos. Okay, of this point. Okay, of this point. Okay, using relative Cartesian. Okay, using relative Cartesian. Remember relative Cartesian. Okay, what will be the value of this point? Okay, using relative Cartesian. Okay, from this point here. Okay, sa baba. Okay, so let's see who can answer. Okay, Sir Jay, you can read okay the answers, and I will going to say if kung sino yung nakakuha ng tama.
Yeah, so we'd like to invite everyone, no, to comment down your answer. And
Okay.
pagka tama po yung sagot ninyo, yung unang lumabas na tama. Yan. The answer ni Fidel Zaragoza is 0, 0. Is that correct, Sir Brian?
Unfortunately, so that is wrong. Okay, so I repeat, what will be the value of this point? Okay, if you're going to create, okay, the object or create the line object going to this point, okay, using relative Cartesian, okay, what will be the value of this point, okay, from this point here sa baba? Okay?
Yes, Sir Brian, may answer po tayo from Mark Joe Chris Relayo, 40-40.
40-40 is wrong. Okay, we are using, or we are, we need the relative Cartesian value. Okay, I repeat, relative Cartesian. Okay, so what is the value of this point? Okay, from this point.
Ito si Sir Dominic Minoza, 30-0. Is that correct?
30-0, malapit na. Okay, so that is wrong. Okay.
Si Sir RG Henabe, meron siyang kasagutan, 0-30. Is that correct, sir?
0-30 is sobrang lapit na. Merong missing lang. Okay, na ilalagay. Remember, relative Cartesian. What is relative Cartesian? What is the format of relative Cartesian? Look at the format of relative Cartesian. It is not considered relative if it doesn't have this symbol. Okay? So what is the answer?
Ito po, kay Julian Lua King, 40-50. Is that correct, sir?
That is wrong. Unfortunately, that is wrong. Okay? So I repeat, guys. Okay, I will repeat the question. Or first, the relative Cartesian. Look at the format of relative Cartesian, guys. Look at the format. Okay, we have what symbol before the value? Okay, so you should have that value. Okay, so I repeat, what is the value of this point, relative Cartesian, based on this point here, sa baba?
Mark Joe Chris Relayo, sir. Sabi niya po is 0-40. Is that correct?
Medyo napalayo. Okay, so that is wrong.
Dominic Minoza po, sir, with 0-30.
Sobrang lapit na. Meron lang tayong missing na symbol. Okay, we have one missing symbol. It cannot be a relative value if it doesn't have that symbol. Okay? So what is the value?
Sir Mark Joe Chris Relayo, I think this is negative 0-30.
No.
Is that correct? Or
that is wrong, sir.
yung kay Sir RG Henabe, 0-30 po yung sagot niya. I think that's the same as
sobrang lapit na. Meron lang missing na symbol. You should include that symbol in your answer.
Ooh.
Look at the format of relative Cartesian, guys. Look at the format. Okay, I'm showing it to you guys. Look at the format. Okay. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, what is the value of this point? Relative partition based on the point here sa baba.
Armando Cruz, answer is 30-30. Yan, sir. Correct na po ba?
Oh, that is wrong, sir. That is also
Ito
wrong.
po. Kay Dominic Minoza, 0-30N.
At 0?
30N.
No, that is relative polar. Sobrang lapit na. Ay, okay.
Sobrang
So, sir, we have a correct answer, sir.
Sino pong nakatama? Ito po, si Sir RG Henabe.
Ngayon ko lang pala nabasa dito. Okay, so
Okay.
we have a correct answer here. Okay, so that is Sir RG Hinave.
Ayan,
Okay,
ano po yung tamang
based
sagot,
on
sir?
the comment section. Okay, sorry. Okay. So yun, sir, you should put at. Okay, so the correct answer based on the chat box is Sir RJ Hinave. That is at 0. Okay, comma 30.
Okay,
0 along X,
congratulations.
then 30 along Y. Okay, so that is the correct answer. Okay.
Ayan, congrats.
So congrats, Sir RG Hinave. Okay,
Hinave.
for the first question. Okay. Okay, so ilang question tayo, sir? Dalawa, no? Okay, so Sir RJ Hinave got the correct answer. Okay, for it should be at 0, comma 30. Okay. Okay, so wait lang tayo. So, nawala si Sir... Okay, Sir J. Okay, so wait lang guys. Okay, so hinihintay natin Sir J. Okay, na mag-online. Okay, balik. Okay, for the second question, guys. Okay, so are you still there? Okay, so nandyan pa rin. Okay, for the second question. Okay, so for the second question, okay, so pabilisan lang to. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, for the second question. Okay, so what coordinate system? Okay, so what coordinate system? Okay, in BricsCAD, okay, that you can input. Okay, that you can input, okay, lat and bearings or distances and bearings. Okay, so those values, okay, na makikita mo sa mga lat plan. Okay, so kindly type in your answers. Okay, so what coordinate system in BricsCAD? Okay, that you can input. Okay, distances and bearings. Okay, that is normally na makikita mo sa lot plan. Okay, is there any answers?
Ayan.
Okay,
So, I'm back, Sir Brian.
yes, Sir
Do-
Jay.
Doon na yung camera natin. Natuloy natin to. Masyadong intense yung sagutan kanina eh. Technical
Okay, sir.
difficulties yung camera.
Mm. So I think no one is answering, sir, for the second question.
Ayan. Can you repeat the question, sir? Type
Okay,
natin.
so for the second question, okay, so what BricsCAD coordinate system, okay, um, is used, okay, in creation of distances and bearings for lot plans? Okay, what BricsCAD coordinate system used in distances and bearings in the creation of lot plans?
Ayan.
Okay,
So,
any answer?
BricsCAD Coordinate System. So, we're looking for a BricsCAD Coordinate System. So, Dominic Minoza, answer, Geographic
No.
Coordinate System. Is that correct?
No, no, that is incorrect. Okay, we have three. Okay, I'll repeat. Okay, absolute coordinate system, relative Cartesian coordinate system, and relative polar coordinate system. Okay, on that three choices lang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, absolute coordinate system, relative Cartesian coordinate system, and relative polar coordinate system. Okay, ano yung tatlo? Ano yung ano doon? Yung sagot.
So, Sir Dominic, you might want to have another go. Yan.
Okay. Actual geographic coordinate system is a general term. Okay. So, yan. Malapit na, sir.
Mhm.
Okay, any answer? Okay, what coordinate system in BricsCAD? Okay, so relative polar coordinate system. I think we have a winner. Okay, for our second question. Okay, so
From Julian
congratulations.
Lua King, nag-comment po siya ng Relative Polar Coordinate System. Is that the
Yes,
correct answer?
yes. Yes, that is the correct answer. Okay, in order for you to create distances and bearings on lot plans in BricsCAD, so you need to use the format of the relative polar coordinate system. Okay, so congratulations to the winner. Okay, Miss Julian. Okay, so that is correct. Okay.
Right, congratulations. So, kindly message CADinCloud to claim your prize. Yan, sa may Facebook. You can see sa comments yung ating mga pages, alright? So, congratulations sa ating mga winners for today.
Okay, pag nakita niyo yung polar na word, okay, so that ano nang instantly indicates, okay, our angles, okay? So distances and bearings, so bearings involves degrees, minutes, and seconds. Okay? Okay, so by the way guys, for those who attended, okay, our free seminar or live stream training here. So I wanted to congratulate. I want to congratulate you. Okay, for the reason that you are doing okay good in learning. Okay, in learning BricsCAD. Okay, in the process of learning BricsCAD. okay, by attending this very simple na mga sessions natin ng BricsCAD and CADinCloud. Okay? So, as long as you tune in, guys, so may matutunan talaga kayo. And if you benefit or if you benefit na ano, yung parang nakinabang kayo on the learning here on BricsCAD, so try to share it with others, okay? So try to share, okay, the live stream of CADinCloud in order for it to grow and reach people na pwede pang ma-sharean, okay, ng knowledge na we are sharing here now, okay, in BricsCAD Philippines and CADinCloud. Okay, so yun. So I'm very willing, okay, to answer your questions and share my knowledge, okay, to you about this BricsCAD software. And eventually, okay, so we were going to completely know how to use, okay, this software, okay, this BricsCAD software. Okay, then for those who attended, so thank you also, or thank you for listening, okay, in my very short, okay, na sharing or lecture. Okay, so I think, okay, that's all in my part. Okay, thank you. So see you in the next discussion, guys. It's because we will be having 3D modeling and BIM. So mas mas challenging, hindi na boring. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Sir Brian Lloyd Tirambulo, our resource speaker for today. He's the application engineer of BricsCAD.
Mag-share ka ng
Right. Thank you so much, Sir Brian. So I'd like to invite everyone to like and share this stream. And the reason we'd like to share it para po mas marami tayong taong ma-reach. And masubaybayan nila itong series na to, courtesy of Sir Brian. So I'd like everyone to join our groups. It's BricsCAD Users Philippines, sa Facebook. And in LinkedIn, i-follow nyo po ang BricsCAD Users Philippines. So we also have a page for BricsCAD Philippines sa Facebook. And of course, our page and our group, CADinCloud. Yan po, makikita nyo po yan sa Facebook. And again, I'd like to thank Sir Brian for being a resource person for today. Maraming salamat po, Sir Brian. So follow our pages, subscribe to our YouTube channel para masundan nyo po yung mga susunod na mga series natin at marami kayong matututunan. So again, I'm Mr. John Paul Titik at boses na lang ako because of the technical difficulties. Sana next time, kasi masyadong mainit yung sagutan, yung tanungan portion natin. So follow our pages, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you in the next stream. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Okay, see you in the next stream. Okay, so eventually we will going to have, okay, mass advanced and mass exciting. Okay, so thank you for attending and thank you for having me for the BricsCAD and CADinCloud group.
Right. Thank you, Sir Brian. And thank you sa lahat po ng sumama sa ating seminar, webinar ngayong araw na to. Maraming salamat po.
BricsCAD is computer-aided design software for people who build things. It's the best choice for drafters, designers, architects, and engineers. It's highly compatible with everything you already know. It's based on industry standard DWG for both 2D drafting and 3D modeling. BricsCAD leverages the power of artificial intelligence to help you work faster and more accurately. Hundreds of third-party applications run on BricsCAD to power your workflows. BricsCAD is a design platform that runs as one product, end-to-end. BricsCAD BIM is a unique, CAD-accurate building information modeling system that keeps design first. BricsCAD Mechanical brings a familiar workflow to mechanical assembly design, and it works with BricsCAD BIM to enable the design and documentation of manufactured building products. No other CAD vendor can deliver on this promise. BricsCAD is cost-effective. A BricsCAD perpetual license is half the price of a yearly subscription to that other CAD program. Try BricsCAD today.